Greetings, everybody. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And today we're going to speak on white South African farmers are killed. Joining us this afternoon. And today, white South African farmers are killed in self-defense. I mean, this is something that's not being shared by the right. You know, your Lawrence Southerns and your other, I would say, um, apartheid apologists. And what we have to understand is the way white South African farmers are exaggerating and lying in regards to this so-called genocide, which is an absolute lie, a huge exaggeration. But the part of the story that they're leaving out is how a lot of these Black South African farmhands are employees who are working these farms that are owned by these white South Africans, how they are commonly abused, underpaid, in some cases, women raped, assaulted. They're not talking about that. They're not bringing that up. So we need to unpackage this today, because I see a lot of these white South African farmers who are playing the victim role and using the victim card, but they're not speaking on, the Lawrence Southerns. They're not speaking on the abuse that many of the Black employees go through on a daily basis. And you take upon, and then add to that, the land is stolen. So you have Black employees, Wilson and Garvey, I thank you. So you have Black employees who are working on stolen land, who are abused, assaulted, raped, and sometimes murdered, which we're going to get into. And then you're shocked when one of your employees retaliate. That's what they're not talking about. But here we're gonna bring it up and talk about it. So let me go ahead and share my screen and give you a couple examples. I mean, because what they're doing will be equivalent to, during slavery here in America, white plantation owners, lying and saying that there's a genocide going on of white plantation owners because the slaves rebelled. Well, why did the slaves rebel? Why did a Nat Turner rebel? It's because, again, they were beaten, separated, raped, the men and women, by the men. The men were raped, the men as well, and the women. Sexually assaulted, abused, assaulted. And then you're surprised when a slave kills you or retaliates. You're shocked and surprised, and you want to cry genocide. This is the same thing that's going on in these South African farms. And we're going to expose it, and we're going to speak on it today. So example number one, allegedly, a worker was accused of stealing fuel. It was beaten to death. Again, allegedly. Because, they like to lie. So allegedly. But the fact is, he was beaten to death.
Cane plantations. Elvis Chauke worked here for more than 15 years. It's alleged he died from his injuries after he was severely beaten by his employer. His grief-stricken family is seeking answers. Elvis left behind 5 children and a pregnant wife, so they don't know what to do because they are all not working. The 3 others, one a farm worker, were also beaten and hospitalized. They were accused of stealing diesel.
My arm is now broken. I can't even use it because we're severely beaten.
There's no proof. They'll use that as a lie. That's the lie. You know, that they stole. I mean, it's a lie.
The owner of the farm, Andries Kruger, is out on 10,000 rand bail. He's being charged with murder and will appear in court next month.
Let's look at another one.
You're on camera now. Yeah? That guy says it's you who told him where to go and steal and what. Me? Yeah, you. And you is the one who cut his hair.
Now, how do you expect somebody to respond to that? How do you expect the man to respond to that? He said he didn't steal. You have no proof that he stole. Okay, and you slap him. And we know there's a history, okay, especially in plantation settings, in apartheid, of black men, black people being lied on and being murdered, lynched, and hung, castrated. I mean, it's documented. You know, white women lying that black men raped them. Black men get dragged out, castrated, murdered, and hung. So this South African farmer, you know, instead of sitting down and, hey, did you steal the stuff? And, you know, providing proof, or just saying, hey, you guys got to go. You have to get let go like reasonable people do if they're caught stealing or calling the authorities. He slaps them. And how do you expect a man with dignity to respond?
Serious a push, man. It's not serious a push. Serious a push. Fuck you. Michael's brother told me it's you who told him. Michael's brother told me it's you. It's you push. It's not me. Just call it. Waarom fucking is jij? Waarom fucking is jij? You must call him, man. It's not me. See that? It's not me.
So again, and the facts were revealed that they didn't even steal anything. So how do you expect the man to respond? You have to catch that fade. So, you know, when they play the victim card and the victim role on how, you know, South African farmers, the so-called lie and exaggeration of genocide, they're not telling both sides of the story in regards to the conditions that many of these black employees on these farms face. Oh, let's look at another one.
Martins Jackson intentionally inflicted grievous bodily harm on Victor Molotwa.
It must be appreciated that whether the grievous bodily harm is in fact inflicted on the victim is immaterial in determining the issue. It is simply the intention to do such harm that is in question.
The pair were also found guilty of attempted murder, defeating the course of justice, kidnapping, and intimidation. Video was posted on the internet last year showing Molotwa begging for his life after he was shoved into a coffin. Oosthuizen and Jackson threatened to pour petrol over him and burn him alive. They told the court their intention was to teach Molotwa a lesson for trespassing on their farm, but meant him no harm. Molotwa, who's unemployed, said he's relieved who's unemployed. A lesson for trespassing on their farm, but meant him no harm. Molotwa, who's unemployed, said he's relieved his ordeal is finally over.
I feel good. I feel good about what has happened today. Just like
this is the real victim. He's the real victim. The farmers are monsters. This is the real victim. Victor is the victim. This is the real victim.
They did wanted justice. They were found guilty. That's what exactly we're looking for.
Racism cases have increasingly appeared in South African courts.
The South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission, set up when white minority rule ended, tried to heal old wounds and unite blacks and whites. This Cochrane trial is a reminder for some that racism didn't end with apartheid.
The Cochrane trial has again highlighted racial tensions in some communities here.
The idea of reconciliation actually became placation. Let us placate the whites, nothing's going to change, it will continue, you must agree to black rule. But at the same time, it was also placating the black movement for change. It's okay, stop doing, stop fighting, everything will be fine, but everything is not fine.
The judge has allowed the convicted farmers to go home to spend time with their families. They're expected back in court on October the 23rd.
Let me look at this. They get to go home. Attempted murder, you get to go home.
For sentencing.
Come on. But they want to tell you they're the victim.
Harun Matasa, Al Jazeera, Middelburg, South Africa.
Okay. Let me get this back up here. Let me stop it. All right, you guys. What's up, everybody? What's up going on, everybody? Thank you, Chima, for the super chat. You know, I appreciate the super chat, you guys. I got to catch back up. Wilsonian, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, but that you know, I just wanted to share this with you guys. How they're so-called trying to play the victim card and victim role and lie about this genocide. But a lot of times they are killed in self-defense. And they're not sharing that. The Lawrence Southerns and everybody else, they're not sharing that. They're not sharing that. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Ed Wonder? See, I just wanted to show this. Show you so you guys can see what's really going on and how the right is lying in regards to the situation and how these South African farmers are lying in regards to what's really going on in South Africa. So I just wanted to share that. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. I will be back on in about 30 minutes speaking on indigenous African religion and the importance of why Black Americans need to get back to it, or Black people need to get back to it. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Please go to Search for Uhuru, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to Africa Personified on those same platforms. Also go to DynasMirror.com, AfricaPersonified.Africa, and go to Amazon.com, search your name, Dynas Mirror. Please buy a book and go to DynasMirror.com. Okay, everybody. See you shortly. Peace. Hey, hold on. Get the likes up, too. Get the likes up. Farrah Ram, I'm going to get Sheikh Sufi back on soon. But everybody, get the likes back up. Get the likes up, please. All right, everyone. And please share. And thank you, everyone who super chatted. Thank you so much. Peace.